Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Keeks, back with another new video. And this video, I'm going to be reviewing episode 7 of the new Goosebumps series, Give Yourself Goosebumps. Alright, so last episode, episode 6, 9/11 Dummy, we were finally told the story of what actually happened that night Harold died, at least from his perspective. Um, Now, the kids know that the Mr. Brad that they've been dealing with this whole time was actually Harold Biddle the whole time. And so they are trapped in this house in some kind of void. They realize they're still stuck in a scrapbook, right? So they gotta figure out a way out, except the all the entrances, all the exits and stuff, they just lead to like a black endless void. They come to find out that the real Mr. Brad is stuck in the house. And they kind of realize that the house is sort of like it's Harold's mind and it's connected to the scrapbook and everything. So they work on trying to find a way out. They figure out Mr. Brad figures out that he can get back into his body with pain. Um, and so that leads the whole thing out. The other storyline going here is of course Biddle, uh, Biddle Brad is of course looking for Slappy, and he runs into Nora. You know, as she's leaving, she's been released and everything. Um, she comes to find out that this brat is actually Biddle possessing him. And so she runs off, gathers up Slappy. She has all his parts in a duffel bag. And after uh after an intense moment with Colin, Margot's father, and her boyfriend, Nora's boyfriend, she takes off to head to her secluded cabin. So the kids are stuck in this house in the scrapbook. Mr. Brad has a way of getting in and out. Biddle is stalking Nora, trying to get his hands on Slappy. Um, Collins just no idea what's going on. I got some stuff to say about that. A little theory to go with that. So yeah, a lot happened in this episode. But I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't really feeling this episode. First off, the title the title of this episode was "Give Yourself Goosebumps," and if you if you're new to like Goosebumps, you know altogether, "Give Yourself Goosebumps" was like a series of choose your own adventure books, right? You'd read it, and then you get to a page where you'd have to make a choice. And so they were choose your own adventure books. You know, let's say you start at the beginning, you get to page 5, and then you would have two choices. Like you'd either have to turn to page 15 or page 90 for whatever choice you wanted to make. It's that kind of deal. Best way I can explain it. They're very fun books to read. There's a bunch of them. I think there's like 20 of them altogether, or maybe like I think there's about 20. But very fun to read. Hard to find nowadays. But yeah. So when I read the title and kind of like the synopsis, I got the idea that like the kids were gonna have to be making choices to get out of whatever situation they were in. Um, that didn't really happen. They do have to figure a way out the house. Um, of course, you know this is a spoiler review, so spoiler warning. They don't. There's something that happens at the end, which I won't reveal. But they may have gotten out. You know, we'll have to wait till the next episode to see. Um, this one, like, I was just kind of like, I was a little disappointed in this episode. This is like the first episode I've been disappointed in. Um, and now it seems like, as we all know, like I mentioned before, they've had the love triangle going on with Isaiah, Margot, and Allison, and then that became a love triangle between Isaiah, Margot, and then Lucas. And now it seems like they're trying to develop feelings between Isaiah and Isabella, um, which I'm fine with the whole like romance aspect. These are teenagers, It's more of a show aimed at teenagers. You're gonna have that. But they could have done a better job at it. It just is starting to happen. Um, but yeah, and then I want to talk about Colin. So I have this theory, right? Um, and it's a theory that I've thought about for a while. Actually, I was reading I Am Slappy's Evil Twin when it kind of came to me. So what we've seen of Slappy, the people that he manipulates, like for example, Ephraim and then Harold Biddle, they're people who kind of feel like outsiders, right? They they kind of feel like losers. That's what he refers to them as. Um, in different ways. Ephraim, he didn't. You can tell he didn't want like a regular job. He wanted to do something in the entertainment business, but he wasn't good at it until Slappy came along and kind of took over. And then Biddle was bullied at his old school, and he kind of had that fear that the same thing was going to happen at the new school until a Slappy comes along and manipulates him and everything. So, who's the one character that is the outsider in all of this? Margot's dad, Colin. And I thought about that scene in the second episode of Haunted Mask where Isabella just tore into him. um you could tell he was very uncomfortable, and like now he knows that like something secret is going on. He goes, Nora won't tell him anything. He goes to Isaiah's father Ben to get answers, and when Ben realizes what Nora's up to, he just ups and leaves, right? And leaving Kyle very confused and wondering if it's him. Which I thought was very funny. It's like, is it me? No, no, it's definitely them. Um, so I think Slappy, like whatever Slappy's plan is, somehow he's gonna manipulate Colin. I know I could be wrong, but it really kind of seems like it's heading that way. I don't know how, but just like everything we've seen, just seems like something like that's gonna happen. Like, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Now we have before I go, uh, one other thing I was disappointed in this episode was I thought we were gonna get Fifi the vampire poodle. She's from the Give Yourself Goosebumps books. We know she's gonna be appearing in the series because, well, we assume she's gonna be appearing in this series because she was shown in like one of the promos, and I really thought it was gonna be this like episode. Um, Now either two things happen, or one thing might have happened and one thing might gonna happen. Maybe she's gonna be appearing in a different episode. Um, we have next three episodes are You Can't Scare Me, 9/11 Dummy Part 2, and Welcome to Horrorland. If I had to guess what episode she might appear in, it could be either, it could be either three, but my guess might be Welcome to Horrorland. Because it might not even be. We're all assuming we're gonna see Horrorland, and I hope we do. But that just could be something where like these horrible creatures are released in Port Lawrence, Fifi being one of them. And Port Lawrence becomes a horror land. If you catch my drift. Um. So yeah. So I'm gonna give this episode. Uh. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad episode. Um. But I really didn't feel myself enjoying it. You know, I was kind of like hyped up. We just got uh, finally got just slapping the last episode, and then we're still on the search for him and everything. Is he gonna pop up in episode 8, or do we have to wait till episode 9? For 9/11 Dummy Part 2 to see what happens. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Be a little nice here. Yeah, but that'll be it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, leave a comment, drop a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Love you guys.